Hey, this is Matt once again. What about the end of the video? This is a paid request this time for Corey. Thank you so much for that. Very kind guy. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics or rankings or lists, commentaries, re-reviews, reactions, reviews, whatever, feel free to send it. Either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both are down below in the info box under the video. But he wanted me to do my top 6 favorite Tim Curry films, but they cannot include Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they cannot include Pennywise from It. I'm like, okay, that makes it even more interesting. So number 6, going backwards, I picked his Professor character in Scary Movie 2. It's not as memorable as his other characters, but I like Scary Movie 2. It's my favorite in the franchise. I thought he was definitely more than serviceable in the role. I think he worked well with that cast, which had like David Cross and Chris Elliott, and I thought they were nice welcome additions to the Wayans brothers and other stuff from the first film. Of course, the big scene is the parody of What Lies Beneath. And I do think Tim Curry has some good reactions during the course of that movie. Number 5, I put Mr. Hector from Home Alone 2. I thought he worked well in the aspect of he works at the hotel that Macaulay Culkin goes into, but just certain ways where he's being conniving and is being trying to put his nose into things, trying to figure out what's going on. I think he has a good demeanor about it. He doesn't have a lot of running screen time in it during the running time of that movie, but when he pops up, he has a certain joyful, especially like when he's talking to the parents later and he's trying to BS his way out of it, like, hey, you know, well, just a miscommunication, misunderstanding. And of course, before that, his big scene is when him and the others are fooled by the videotape, just like in the first Home Alone, where the pizza delivery guy is fooled by the videotape. And just the facial reactions of what's being said, I thought were very hilarious. Like, they mentioned a guy's name, and they turned his guys like, no, it's not me. And like him trying to make this fake smile, and then hearing that the guy's like got a gun and just this horrified face. He's really good in the acting without having to say lines. Like that silent acting quality. Very expressive face. And you'll see that in other movies as well. Now, I thought it was a fun, enjoyable part in that movie. In fact, I would have been fine to see more of him in that movie. And Home Alone 2 is there. I mean, I like the film. I don't think it's as good as the first one. I definitely think it's better than 3, 4, 5, 6, and the other stuff. I think Home Alone 2, I just still watch. It was repeating itself. But, again, Tim Curry is one of the highlights of the film. Number 4, I put Homolka from Congo. Now, Congo I've always enjoyed. I always thought it was an underrated film. No, I never read the book. But I think Congo, I thought it was an entertaining adventure. I think the cast, Laura Linney, Ernie Hudson, Delroy Lindo's in the film. And I think Tim Curry did a good job as this guy that wants the diamonds, and you just feel the greed in him. And I was fine with his accent. And, of course, the great scene with him and Delroy Lindo, where he's just eating the sesame cake. Mr. Homolka, will you stop eating my sesame cake? Stop eating my sesame cake! And this way, Tim Curry's like, spits it out. And, I mean, that's become a meme. You know, Delroy Lindo, stop eating my sesame cake. And that was because, you know, Tim Curry. And then, again, Tim Curry's reaction is very funny as well. And sincerely funny. It's meant to be funny. And I think it's still sincerely funny. And I think the effects worked by Stan Winston, I think it's Stan Winston, on the evil gorillas. They look pretty cool. There's like a bit with I believe a hippo. It's been a while since I've seen Congo, which is on Blu-ray. Which is fine. I think I do have the Blu-ray. Maybe I don't. Maybe do I have the Blu-ray or do I have the DVD? I'll have to check again. But it is on Blu-ray. People let me know on it. Thank you for that. But yeah, I've always enjoyed the film, and I think it's a fun adventure movie. It's what some of these later Jurassic Park films should have been. I think Congo gets so much shit. I'll take it 10 times over Jurassic World. Fuck that. Jurassic World, where a girl outruns a T-Rex in her fucking high heels. Or where the hell happened in Jurassic World. Jurassic World, just a rip-off of the first fucking movie. I'll take Congo any day and twice on Tuesday. But people gave that film so much shit that I don't think was deserved. That's just my opinion. But, you know, fuck it. I'll take Congo over The Lost World Jurassic Park 2. Sorry. But yeah, Congo, and again, Tim Curry I thought was a fun side character. Number 3, Darkness from Legend. Legend is one of those films I was never big on. But because I felt Tom Cruise is a good actor, he just didn't really have much to play with in that. They didn't really, I think, make his character that interesting. That's definitely a movie that the visuals sell the film more than... It's been a while since I've seen Legend, to be honest, so maybe my opinion would change, but I know there's a... Was it a Blu-ray or 4K that came out, and maybe the Blu-ray, and people said it looked gorgeous. I don't have that release. I don't know, maybe if I find it somewhere cheap enough, I'll pick it up and give it another shot. But I do remember the visual aesthetic being very wonderful. And especially the way Darkness, the devil, however you want to put it, looks, played by Tim Curry, is a great personification of evil. Just a beautiful looking design and makeup effect. And Tim Curry, that's the thing, like Tim Curry can play a goofy, silly role like Home Alone 2 and Congo and some other stuff. But with Pennywise and this, he could play a villain just as well. You get that makeup on him, and with how deep the voice is, and maybe some of this post-production, but like Tim Curry really sold you on him being a personification of evil, or in this case darkness. And definitely a theme people remember from the 80s is that visual, and Tim Curry made it work. Made it work fairly well. Just sinister and delight of its evilness. So I do remember that being another positive of the film. Number 2, I put Wadsworth from Clue. Clue is a very funny movie, and it has a really good cast. I do think Tim Curry steals the show as the butler that has this group of people in there. Especially the scene where he's explaining how the killer may have done this, and they're going back and forth, and he's like being very fast with his dialogue and a mile a minute. Just pop, 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 pop. I'm like, how the hell do you even remember all that to spit it all out? And then depending on which ending you see, in one he's the villain, in one he's the hero. It's kind of cool to see Tim Curry as the hero, because he doesn't really get to do that in many movies where you got to be like the hero or the main hero of the film. But like I said, depending on which ending you saw, I would say that's probably my favorite ending, is the one where he's the hero. I think it's of the 3 endings, I think it's the first one. That was the, and that was the one that kind of made the most sense as well. But yeah, I mean, he was just very enjoyable in that role and made it work. I mean, like I said, it's been a little while since I saw Clue. I think it was when I reviewed it. I can't remember when that review was done, but I don't know whatever happened to that documentary. There's supposed to be a Clue documentary, and there's bits of it on YouTube, but I don't know whatever happened to that full-blown documentary. I guess it never got released, and I'm like, is it ever going to get released? Is it just stuck in purgatory? It's like a lot of these documentaries. Like, whatever happened to the Clue? Like, there was a Police Academy documentary. There was a... Whatever happened to that RoboCop documentary? Or even the... I think they released the Ghostbusters, but then I don't think they ever released Ghostbusters 2 one. Like the Ghostbusters 2 documentary. I don't think so. Yeah, there's a lot of documentaries that, you know, they've been talked about or thought of, or footage was shot and it's never been released, so who knows. I'd be curious to see it, but I know sadly Tim Curry has had health issues lately, actually quite a while, and it's very sad because he's a very talented guy. And that goes in my number one. Again, if I can't choose Pennywise or Frank N Furter, Mr. Jigsaw from Loaded Weapon 1. Just anytime I think of that, I always think of the scene where Whoopi Goldberg's looking through and Tim Curry's like, "Wilderness girls." And I still bust a gut laughing, even within the... watching the movie. The way Tim Curry's just so into the role as his evil henchman to William Shatner. And that's just a very fun parody comedy. You got Emilio Estevez, Samuel L. Jackson, William Shatner's your villain, Tim Curry's henchman to the villain. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg makes an appearance. Phil Hartman makes an appearance. Corey Feldman makes an appearance. J.T. Walsh makes an appearance. Scotty from Star Trek makes an appearance. Bruce Willis makes an appearance. Charlie Sheen makes an appearance. Seems like everybody makes a fucking appearance. Even the goddamn Ninja Turtles, because they just stole footage from the first movie because New Line Cinema owned it, they make an appearance. Because Emilio goes in the sewer and he pops out and it's just a scene from the first Turtles movie and then they put Emilio in front of it. Since they own... They should have just gotten the actual suits and make a new scene. I think that would have been even cooler, but it was cheaper to just tape the scene from the movie. But anyway, like, it seems like everybody's in that fucking movie. But it's a very enjoyable film, and I think Tim Curry's a lot of fun as the evil henchman. I'm your worst nightmare. Now let me not fuck up the line. I'm your worst nightmare. No? Wake up with no penis is my worst nightmare. Okay. Then I'm not your worst nightmare, but I'm up there. Just, you know, his accent and... Drop the gun. I don't have a gun. Take this gun. Now drop the gun. I think it's a very funny parody, and I think Tim Curry is just... Like I say, he's not in the film a whole lot, but when he pops up, it's just glee. It just gives a big old smile on my face. So that's also like one of those childhood favorite type of movies I grew up with, and that when I saw this request, that's the film that popped in my head, was in Loaded Weapon 1. So again, that one, then Clue, Wadsworth, Legend, Darkness, Congo, Homolka, Home Alone 2, and then Scary Movie 2, number 6. So, but yeah, I hope Tim Curry, I hope he gets better. I know there's talk of that Pennywise documentary being released soon. So I guess this one documentary is going to be released soon. The story of Pennywise. Which, that's cool. That'd be interesting to see. I have to wonder, all these people that do these documentaries, like all the people that put their money into it, I wonder, it's like, hey, I put my money in like 7 years ago. Am I ever going to get it? That's why I I don't put my money in any of these documentaries. I did it once for Fright Night, and that took forever. That's why I don't do it again. And I'm glad, because again, because of, yes, the pandemic, but all this other stuff, it's like, again, for some it has been like 7 fucking years, and there's still no word on it, so. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to support any. Sorry, but, you know. I don't want to wait till, you know, I'm 70 and for the documentary to come out. Just saying. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And yeah, Tim Curry is a very talented actor. Fun, joyful presence when I see him in movies. You know, even he was in Charlie's Angels, the first one. I didn't have much to do, but it was nice to see him play a little bit with Bill Murray. But again, I think he was underused in that movie. That's why I didn't put him on the list. It's like, he's a very talented guy, and I think he could have been used a lot more in that film. It's like anybody could play that role. So that's why I didn't put that on the list. There's a few others that I'm like, I don't really like the film, so I didn't put it on there. But anyway, with that said, what are some of your favorite Tim Curry film roles? I didn't even like this. If not Rocky Horror Picture Show and not It, what are some of your favorite movies or roles from Tim Curry? Feel free to write them down below. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.